So this is a knife, and this is a Red Bull. And you're probably wondering why in the world I'm just walking around with these two items, but you're gonna find out here in a second. Oh man, getting old. Ugh. That's not good. All right, so we're just gonna ignore that little hiccup, but what I have in this box right here is the SetPower 12 volt dual zone 45 liter fridge. And I just got it in yesterday. So we're gonna get this knife and we're gonna get to unboxing this thing and see what's in here. All right, so as I'm unboxing this, gonna get some of the details out of the way, but this was all free shipping and it got here in about 3.5 days. So pretty impressed by that so far. I'm gonna really wrap this thing up. Plastic off. This. Another thing I will mention is that they have tons of discounts on their website and they're not paying me to do this or anything like that. I'm just kind of trying to point out some good stuff. But I know for Mother's Day, there was about a 20% discount, and I believe the PT series has a few discounts going on right now. So I would definitely check that out. Cut this open. Now, what I ordered, like I said before, was the 45 liter. I also got a fridge slide out to install in the back of my 4Runner, which I'll put at the end of this video and kind of show you guys how I did that. The styrofoam, I absolutely hate styrofoam. I don't know what it is, just since I've been a kid, I do not like the texture, I don't like the noise, and I don't like anything about it. Plastic out, we'll just kind of lift this up and out. This to the side. Well, that would have been really easy. That just comes off. Let's get this bad boy up here. Now, I have a hurt back right now, but it's not that heavy. So if you guys are worrying about that, I think it's about 50 pounds, but here it is. A few reasons why I chose this fridge in particular from SetPower was because you look at all these nice ones on the market like the Medic and I think like Iceco is around like the mid-range, but people are spending anywhere from like $700 to $1,200 on a fridge. And for me, it's a lot of money and I could put that money to other things on the vehicle. And so this one's kind of like in the middle. It's more budget friendly and based off the good reviews and you know how cheap it is, I went with it. And so I think right now on the website it's $369 for the 45 quart. I'm not sure on the other sizes, which I can just put in the video and show you guys, but that is why I went with this. It's relatively budget friendly. Obviously you can go on Amazon and get one for like $100. I've seen some reviews on those. They work. There's some issues here and there, but I wanted to go with this. It was in the middle and it seemed pretty reliable. Another thing that I needed in the fridge was the dual zone, and this series comes with it, which is great. And what that means essentially is that you could have a freezer and a fridge, or you could turn these into basically 2 freezers or 2 fridges if you wanted more room. And so, you know, for those guys getting out there that just want a nice popsicle, but also like a nice Red Bull would be great too. You don't have to freeze the Red Bull, you can put it in the fridge and the popsicles can stay nice and cold in the freezer. And so that was one of the reasons, not the popsicle, but like the whole dual zone thing. Now, another reason why I got this fridge is because of the warranty. It's got a 3-year warranty on the compressor that's down here and a 12-month warranty on everything else that is on this fridge itself. And you know, for a guy like me or everyone else that loves to get out, I actually use my equipment and I will use it a lot, sometimes to the point where it fails and I might need to get a new one. So that's great to hear. Hopefully it doesn't fail on me. I would hope not. I'm not like taking my fridge and just beating it into the dirt, but I will use it. I don't just go and get stuff and hang out in the mall, which I'm not calling anyone out particularly, but I use the thing, and that's all I'm trying to say. So a warranty for me, that is just another great deal that I love about this. So the next thing we're gonna go over is this control panel on the SetPower fridge. Now, I will say they put an insane object in this fridge, and that's gonna be the user manual. Now, if you just don't feel like reading and you like to watch videos about it, perfect. You could just watch me demonstrate everything that's in the user manual on this control panel. I'm just gonna go in order of what's on the user manual, but to get started to turn on this fridge, all you have to do is come over here and turn on this on and off button, hold it for about 2 seconds. So 1, 2, and voila, it's on. So you can hear the compressor going and everything. All right, so the change of temperature on the control panel, all you have to do is just click on these arrows up here. And so for the left side, it's gonna be this section right here. You either go down or you can go up. And if you hold it down, it's gonna go quicker, but you can also do 1 degree at a time by pressing. And obviously, if you wanna do the right side, it's on the right side. Now let's say you're changing the temperature and the numbers are kind of looking a little weird and you're kind of confused. It might be because you have it on Celsius and not Fahrenheit. And so to change that, you come over here to the right side, and it has to be the right side. You'll click the down arrow and the set button at the same time and hold it, and it'll change it. So now we're in Celsius, and we're gonna go back because I do Fahrenheit. There you go. Now, this fridge does have a eco mode and a max mode. Now, my assumption is that essentially if you're at your campsite and you want to retain your battery levels, you might want to run on eco mode, and then when you're driving and your batteries are all good and charged up, you can probably run it at max to keep everything nice and cool. Now to change that, it's on the right side, and all you have to do is hold down this set button, and now we're on max. So to go back to eco, you just got to hold it down, and now you're back on eco, which on the display it's min, but in the manual it says eco mode. So just so you guys know that. If you wanted to shut down one of your sides of this fridge, because let's say you're only bringing like a few drinks or something, the way you do that is essentially you just hold down both arrow buttons for 2 seconds. So let's try it on this left side. And it's off. So now all the power is going to this right side while this left side is off, and yeah. So the final feature of this control panel, which is located in the bottom left, is gonna be the battery protection. And here we have 3 settings, and to change that, you're gonna hold down set for about 2 seconds, I believe. Yep, it's gonna change. We're gonna go up 1 more to high. So what this does is essentially the battery that's powering this, or the source, if that voltage drops beneath a certain threshold, this will shut off immediately and reserve that battery. Now, once that battery restores and goes up a little bit and it goes over the threshold that is required to power this back up, it will turn back on, thus protecting your battery. So that's why it's called battery protection. But I will drop the specs here for each setting, that way you guys kind of know what you're dealing with. All right, so the final thing I want to do with this fridge is test it out. And I want to see how quick it'll go from room temperature to where it needs to get to, which is essentially going to be about 35 degrees for the fridge and about 0 degrees for the freezer. And so I'm going to open these up and let these kind of get down to room temperature, and then we're going to come back in and test it out. So. Okay, so we just finished up the test that I wanted to do, and essentially it took around 30 to 35 minutes. My camera did die for about 2 to 3 minutes, but I was checking on it periodically, and that's about how long it took for me. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I did notice that it was only cooling one side at a time, this is my first fridge I've had, so I don't know if that's normal, but it's fine with me. And then also, once it hits like a certain temperature, it's gonna try to manage that. So we'll go up and then it'll drop back down. So that is pretty much it, 30 to 35 minutes. Next, we're gonna get into the fridge slide install, and that's gonna be in the back of the 4Runner. So we're gonna head on over to there. All right, so just got back in the store, got all the mounting hardware to get this slider on here. I had to remove my drawer so that I can access some of these holes and actually bolt this onto it. But just a heads up, if you order the slider, it doesn't come with any mounting hardware. So just be prepared for that. All right, so this is all installed right now. Now we're gonna test it out and put the fridge on and see how it holds. All right, moment of truth. All right, so with this open, this is pretty close to the top, but enough room to open up. And then we're gonna slide it back in. So obviously when it's inside, you can't really access at least the smaller or bigger side, but you can get in here pretty easily. So all right, so that's on there. Now all I gotta do is put the drawer back in and we're pretty much set with this. So yeah.